With its burning temperatures and licking flames, fire has captured the human imagination for centuries. This force of nature has long been one of mankind's greatest tools, helping us cook meals, clear land, and even drive out enemies. It's no wonder that fire plays such an integral role in human history. As an aspiring wildlife biologist and land manager, I've realized that fire not only plays a significant role with humans, but in nature as well. This natural phenomenon has the potential to dramatically alter the landscape, whether through prescribed burn or wildfire. Through my research, I've realized that fire has such an important ecological niche within Tennessee's ecoregion, the eastern deciduous forest. Burning can manage plant and animal populations, that is, if they're implemented properly. With so many wildfires sparking to life across the southeast, I want you all to understand the ecology of fire and know why it's not all bad. Using fire to manage land has caused unease with many people. We all want to keep our surroundings safe and well cared for, and our first thought would be to exclude fire, since it's viewed as harmful. While it can destroy, it can also develop. Today, I will spark your interest in the historical significance of fire within our ecoregion, how changing public viewpoints encourage the drawbacks of fire suppression, and why correctly implemented fire is actually an excellent tool in managing plant and animal communities. Let's ignite that spark by discussing the history of fire use. Historically, areas of the eastern deciduous forest were burned regularly. The U.S. National Park Service claims that prior to the 1900s, fires were frequent but low intensity, primarily affecting the understory. This kept the ecoregion as mature forests, savannas, barrens, and prairies. Since then, fire suppression efforts have yielded the widespread belief that all fires are bad for the environment. Amid World War II, the U.S. government launched the Cooperative Forest Fire Prevention Program, further stressing the belief that fire was harmful to all wildlands. A 2001 article from the Journal of Forestry implies that fire suppression efforts since the 1960s have led the public to support the extinguishing of any wildland fire. This belief that all fires negatively impact the environment has not only led to increased suppression measures, but also the disruption of several ecosystems that are dependent upon fire. Let's now explore how fire suppression has changed the landscape of the eastern deciduous forest. With the loss of fire, certain ecosystems have become unbalanced and mismanaged. In the example of an old-growth oak forest in Maryland, the Canadian Journal of Forest Research implies that after fire suppression efforts began in the 1930s, increased numbers of fire-intolerant trees like red maple and sweet birch appeared, crowding out the oak trees. Fire played an important role in the maintenance of this oak forest. Remember the prairies, barrens, and savannas I mentioned earlier? Losing fire also led to the loss of those early successional stages and vegetation types. Through these examples, it's evident that fire plays a crucial aspect in ecosystem management. When it's removed from the landscape, the natural order becomes unbalanced. Let's clear the smoke around fire and show how it is an excellent tool to manage and care for these ecosystems. When used as a management tool, fire can benefit many plant and animal species. An article contained in the Wildlife Society Bulletin claims that the suppression of fire has caused substantial habitat loss for the northern bobwhite, a popular species of game bird. Prescribed fire caused the populations of bobwhite quail and other early successional organisms to positively respond. An example of this can be found at Kiker Bottoms, a wildlife management area managed by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. This refuge is home to 210 bird species, a variety of amphibians and reptiles, 13 small mammals, and even other game species, like wild turkeys, white-tailed deer, and black bears. Refuge manager Bill Smith explains that Kiker's quail habitat is managed through selective herbicides, mechanical means, and prescribed fire to control regenerating trees and maintain a shrub grass understory. With quail populations more than tripling at Kiker, TWRA has proven that fire can play a significant role in increasing the populations of the species you're managing for. Prescribed burns can increase the populations of a host of organisms and increase biodiversity for a plethora of plants and animals. To wrap up, we have learned much about the ecological role of fire. First, we explored the history of fire within the eastern deciduous forest ecoregion. Then we took note of how changing public viewpoints led to fire suppression. Finally, we saw how prescribed burns can benefit a plethora of plant and animal communities. Like I said before, while fire can destroy, it can also develop. In the eastern deciduous forest, both wildfires and prescribed burns have variously altered a variety of ecosystems and landscapes. The next time you look into the flames of a fire, I encourage you to stop and ponder. Do you see a powerful, destructive force or a tool we can use to increase biodiversity, maintain and create habitats, and effectively manage plants, animals, and the environment? Thank you.